What's going on YouTube? Y'all already know what time it is, man. I'm gonna show you guys how to do the modification to your rear knuckles in order to get them to fit for the big brake kit. All right, so stay tuned. I'm gonna just do a voiceover over all the stuff that's going on, and just pay attention and you'll learn a little something. Yeah. Alrighty, so this is what we're gonna do. We're starting off here. We have the rear hub, the rear knuckle assembly on the bench. I did take a cardboard box, highly recommended to catch a lot of the shavings. It just makes it easier to clean up. This is the brake caliper that we're going to be using in order to adapt this brake caliper to this rear assembly. We're going to be installing the APES kit to make this work, and you're going to need a Dremel or cutting wheel. You don't necessarily have to use a Dremel. If you want to use a larger cutting device, you can. This is just my preference and what I use. You're gonna need a measuring device, a caliper scale if you want to, some gloves, a mask, and you're also going to end up using some eye protection. This is the rotor that we're going to be using. All right. This is a custom rotor made by APES. Also allows you to retain your parking brake, and we size up to a 330 millimeter rotor. And because of that, we have to trim this backing plate. If you choose to, if you want, you can just remove the backing plate altogether. But personally, if you're gonna drive this car on the road, I would retain as much of this backing plate just to keep any rocks from being kicked up into your parking brake assembly and causing any issues, especially if you're racing on road course from time to time, or you're driving through an area with a lot of small rocks and gravel. You want to retain as much of this as possible. So what we're gonna do, this is about 1 inch long, 1 inch in depth. We're going to cut this by half. So we're gonna take a paint marker and we're gonna go right down the middle. What we can do is just get any measuring device that you have available to you. I'm just gonna use this here. I'm gonna go to the 1/2 inch mark and I'm going to make a dot, and then I'm gonna continue make dots all the way around. Gonna make dots, and then you're gonna come back and you're gonna freehand the rest of these dots. Okay, so we're gonna continue making dots. Okay, when we get here, I'm gonna do the same. So you're gonna have to take a good portion of this section out completely. You're gonna have to cut that out to make space for your new rotor. All right, so this whole thing here you can remove. Okay, same with this side here. You can come down and remove this section like so. That's out, and this is out. So both of these corners are being removed. You're gonna continue on with your cuts. This section here, you're gonna find that it's not really gonna need much cutting. So you're actually gonna end up stopping here and then pick it up on the opposite side. Like I said, this does not have to be absolutely perfect. So this is the other corner where you're gonna pick it up here, and you're going to end up just leaving this part the way it is. You actually don't need to remove this lower half. At least I did it. So okay, so now that we have our paint marker done, we're going to go ahead and put some eye protection on and start removing some of these corners here. So I'm going to start by removing this section here and this section right here, and then I'll do the outside portion.
Corner piece here, once you get close here, is a little tight. So what I do is I'll bend this down like this, and then I'll come back in at an angle here and try to clear off as much as I can, or maybe like this. This probably seems like the best way to do it. Bend this down so that we can get into this corner right here. We're not going to cross here. We're going to remove that. Like so.
so we are done here cutting around. As you see, we trimmed it all the way around. And what we're gonna do now, we're gonna flip it. We are going to take this and flip it over. Mochi mochi. Okay. Like this. Now, alright, so it looks like this corner here might be touching, so we're going to go ahead and open this up a bit. Well, that's another thing I forgot to mention, is that you can go and open this up a bit. I'm going to open up this side here as well, just to make sure that we're not touching. And keep in mind, when you cut this, you end up removing some of the length of how wide it is. So this is actually bending it up like this, unfolding it a little bit, actually helps, because you kind of need that. We are golden. So this is what you're looking at. See how it comes, it rides right up to the edge now, and that's pretty much what you want. It completely covers the rotor size, so it just ends up working out perfectly if you put in the labor to get that done. All right, so now that we have our rotor fitted to the backing plate, now we're gonna do some work on the caliper itself in order to get this caliper to work here. Okay, we have a LC500 caliper right here. Okay, we're gonna take this caliper and we're gonna use this tool. Okay, and we're gonna place the tool in this area here, like so. Okay, like this. Okay, and we're gonna use a paint marker to go and color in the area we're going to remove. Okay. Okay, so we have our caliper set up. Now this is really important. Make sure that you're paying attention to where the bleeder is. Make sure you pay attention to where the bleeder is, that is facing upwards like this, right? Because that's how this works. Okay, you have to make sure that it's in the upright position. Okay, and you can confirm by using this here. So So what you're going to, okay. So this side here bolts onto this bottom part of the caliper, and then you see how you have interference right here with this part. There's some interference right there. That's how you know what you're going to remove. So you're going to utilize this tool here. All right, you're going to use the bump to measure this out. You're going to put this here like so, just like that. You're going to use the paint marker. All right, make sure this thing is working. All right, so we're going to go in here with the paint marker. Oh, okay. All right. We're going to remove this. All right, and it shows the area that you need to remove. Personally, I will go back and paint the rest of this out, and then come over the top, straight across, over the top, straight across, paint this. Not been removed. All right, so we got that out. Okay, so let's remove brake caliper things out the way. All right, cool. So now we have what you see here. We have a space that's painted to just follow the curvature. So you're gonna also take your paint marker right where you started, and you're gonna go to the edge here. You're gonna paint like so on the inside part so that you can see how far you're gonna bring it on that side. Okay, so it pretty much looks like so, like this and like that on that side. That's what you're gonna open up. All right. All right, so as you get to the lower portion, as you're getting close to the very end, I switched over to one of these little like sanding rolls, and you can get these dirt cheap at like Harbor Freight. I don't know, you get like 30 or 40 of them for like $5-6. So yeah, so you want to switch over to something a little lighter, not so much the other bit, just because you don't want to go to, sometimes, you know, you can get into a rhythm, and before you know it, you're way too deep in. So once you get to this part here, I'm gonna show you. Let me clean this off. Okay, so once you're at this point here, where you see we're getting towards the edge of that paint marker, this is where you want to switch over to the sanding roller. You can start now test fitting, so you can see if you're able to clear. Now once you're able to clear, you want to try to knock off some of these like sharp edges. and you're just gonna start coming up on this section here and just kind of blending some of these sharp edges out, so that way you don't have any sharp ridges, you know.